Okay, I'm just kidding. Here we are. We're here. We are absolutely here. And Charlie is going to get a massive shout out because this is the quickest donation I think I've ever had in a stream. £20. Bloody hell, bells. Well done. Well, I mean, well done. Thank you. That's the words I'm trying to say. Thank you, Charlie. I really, really do appreciate that. Oh my goodness me. I'm shocked as well. Right, who's here? Who is here? We've got some of the OGs. Charlie, of course, being an absolute legend. Honeygun's here. Was the Gauntlet fans here. Ethan's here. DMK Lover is here too. Laircon's here. Oh my goodness, we're getting the old gang back. Oh my gosh. This is it. This is actually happening. Josh, is that Joshua Frood? Is that the actual Joshua Frood that won the I don't know if it won, but did well in the prediction leagues the past couple of years. If that is, that's amazing to hear from you. Oh my goodness me. Oh, it's been a while. It has been a while. It's really, really been a while. Oh, you're not Joshua Frood. I'm so sorry. Joshua Frood is an old viewer who won the prediction league, so you're Joshua. Okay, just ignore me. My mind's just going all over the place right now. It's so overwhelming to see so many people here already. I've really, really so surprised. You just subscribed. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Everyone, give a round of applause and a shout out to DMK Lover for being an absolute legend. So, oh my gosh, a lot of change. A lot of change right now. So yeah, new thumbnail. New intro music because the old music I had for my intros had got copyright claimed, so I can't use that anymore. So I had to make a last minute change just so that you guys didn't have stunned silence when I started. But yeah, I didn't even really listen to the full song that I included. I thought, no, that sounds quite nice for the first 15 seconds and included it. So we're doing this. We are actually doing this. An hour of streaming and talking. It's going to feel very weird for me to have this stamina. I definitely felt was a lot better at doing it. I was a little bit more of a couch potato, for what I can say, back a couple of months ago. But one thing that I'm going to reveal today is that tomorrow you're going to see a video version of this where I explain in full detail on what I've been doing, what's been on my mind, what I've been overcoming, and just the stage I am right now. But this is a perfect time for you guys to ask me some questions. It could be non-football, but also football related, because I've not really have clued up this season at all. Of course, I've heard things and I've seen things, but I've not took the time to discuss and research it with you guys. So I'm really, really just excited just to see what we have today. Is it just a Q&A stream? Yeah, it could be a Q&A stream. But that's really what it is, because these viewers, DMK Lover, you know, I was posting constantly for a good number of years, and now I've taken 2 months off. So now is basically a really good time, just so everyone can hear how I'm at. A lot of people thought this was the last time they were going to see me on YouTube, but that's not the case. Surprise, I'm here. And Charlie, again, absolutely been incredible. I can only tip my imaginary hat off to you that you're actually using your bank on me. It's a great honour, honestly. You really could have been spending that on a McDonald's or something like that. But no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Charlie. I really do. Yeah, Charlie goes literally exactly repeating what I said. Am I back or not, Alex? Oh, is that the first question I've got to answer? Okay. Well, I've not made a big decision on it yet. But you will definitely hear in the video you hear tomorrow that I have got full ambition to provide content this year. I really do. It's just going to be very, very difficult for the time. But one thing I have actually suggested is that I may stream a little bit more. That might be one of the things I might do to get around these things. Joshua, thank you for the support, man. I appreciate that. Thoughts on Colchester's home kit? Sorry, I actually ignored the message of the donation, Charlie. I've not really had a chance to react to it, so let me actually go onto Twitter, Thank you, Dean K. Love. I just received your subscription there. Thank you so much for that. Let me go onto Twitter and see the kit. Because, as I've said, I've not really done a reaction. You know, there'll be something I see on my feed, but then I'll blink and I'll miss it. That sort of thing. So, do you want the home kit? Because the away kit released quite recently, actually. You talking about the home kit or the away kit? Still in yellow with that. Oh, in fact, let's go here. Let's go here. Here we go. And look at that. Captures worked perfectly too. So that's the home kit. I thought that was the away kit. That's the home kit? I mean, it's different. It's different. I'll give them that. It's different than what I'm used to. That's their home kit. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Jamie Curitin's the legend. If you didn't know, Jamie Curitin is actually a former championship top goal scorer for Colchester. Oh my word. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting this at all. I genuinely thought it was their away kit. Wow. That's really all I can say. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm a little bit lost for words. Do I like it? I like it's different, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good difference. That's my only kind of conflict with it. In fact, my picture's in the way. Let me move my picture so you guys can see better. Like this. Let's zoom in as well. Let's zoom as far into any little detail possible. Like this. This is good. I don't know if I like those stripes. I don't know if I like those stripes, but considering it's a white kit, I do think they've actually done what's best for it as a white kit. But it's so much change that I don't know how I feel about it. I like that they stepped outside the box a bit, but at the same time, I feel like that they have kind of lost that identity that I associate with Colchester. So that's really all I can say about that. I mean, like the difference, but not necessarily something that I want them to keep doing like next season, for instance. So that's my reaction to that. I've learned my lesson and not deposit on one team alone and get disappointed in the end. If that's related to betting and stuff like that, you know, I mean, I wouldn't do betting full stop, but if that is, you know, I think that's definitely very sensible for you, Wallace and Gun fan. Wallace and Gun fan said, Leicester are going to win the championship next season. Let's actually look at the betting odds, because that's something that I've not done. It's something I could do in the video, but I gotta be honest. Let's just react to it here as questions. I'm literally manually typing all of this. I want the Sky Bet odds more, really. I don't want odds checker. Where's the Sky Bet odds? They've definitely got them there. Ladbrokes have done it. Paddy Powell have done it. So many people have done bets apart from Sky. Where's Sky Bet? It'll take a little bit of time. My apologies. Let's see what we've got here as other comments. Thoughts on Forest going into the next season? Difficult start to the season, but do I think they'll survive? They've definitely got the capability of doing it. How's life at the moment? I'll definitely elaborate on that, Honeygun, when I can. It's definitely explained a lot in my video tomorrow. Are you doing championship predictions or not? I don't know. I don't know, Ethan. That's my unhelpful answer to that one. I really don't know. Let me just get those betting odds and see how if everyone is really backing Leicester right now. I want to look at the football ones because I really have not looked at bets for ages. Yeah, it has been like absolutely ages since I've actually looked at a betting thing for football and stuff like that. Okay. Oh, I don't want requester bets. I want positional bets. That's what I want to see. Manager special transfer station. Okay, they've not really got bets about who's winning. Let me just go on Ladbrokes or something like that. I can't be bothered, Skybet. It's just, I don't even know what it's doing. In fact, let's do odds checker. It's the first thing I found. Let's do this. So, whilst it loads, which now it has, there we go. So, I want to know who they're betting on winning the championship. Looks like they've not even got that, haven't they? Yeah, they've not got that. Are you kidding me? Why is no one betting the championship table? I very much doubt that for a second. Someone has definitely bet it for 2023-24. I don't want to see the standings. I want to see the bets. That's what I want to see. Betting odds. That might be it. That might be what I want to see. Oh my gosh, please go out of the way. I'm talking to my laptop here, not you guys. I'm really grateful for you guys tuning in, by the way. I'm really, really happy. I wasn't expecting to actually be this busy in terms of trying to catch up with people. But I suppose if you guys have been waiting for months for this. Oh, that's what I want to see. Championship winner. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Okay, so this is from Odds Check. Their odds are as follows. They've got Leicester on 4-1. In fact, they've actually showed all the other ones. They've got Boyle, Paddy Power, William Hill, Betfair. Not sure what that one is. Probably I should know. What? No, I should know what that one is. Yeah, that is betting odds. I was going to say. That looked familiar. What's the other one? I probably looked at it. Bet Victor. Ah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. I looked at Bet Victor when I did the championship odds last year video. Okay, so at 4-1 Leicester, Leeds as second surprises me. Leeds as second does surprise me. I know they've got Daniel Farke, and he as a manager in the championship has been one of the best, I'd say, in recent championship history. But he has got a lot to get out of in that squad. There'd been a team that would have been mentally dejected, and a team that's been really depleted with quality, with not much talent going in this squad. So Leeds could be assuring to be around that top 6 area, but I don't think they should be the second favourites to win. Southampton are third. I would have put Southampton second favourites for me. Middlesbrough fourth. Yeah, it depends with Middlesbrough, really. It depends if Michael Carrick can build on. I think squad-wise, Middlesbrough are fourth, around there. But whether the manager in Carrick will be able to pick this team up again, I'm not too sure. Now, Ipswich is really starting to play with my emotions a bit. So, there's a lot of bets. You know, look at this. 16-1, 12-1, 14-1, 12-1, 14-1. How have Ipswich got stronger bets of winning the championship than Norwich? I know Norwich have had a pretty poor season on their standards last year. But at the same time, Ipswich will have to do something that really barely any team has been able to do, which is to get back-to-back promotions. I can think of only Southampton in recent history managing to achieve back-to-back promotions. I don't even think Hull, when they went through their Ys, went through back-to-back promotions from League One to the Premier League. And Sheffield United didn't even either. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it. I think Ipswich could have a chance to reach in around the 15th, 14th place region, I dare say. But yeah, I don't think they're going to really get anything higher than that. I don't think they really should be at this moment of time. For the thing I really do have a little bit of doubt with Ipswich is their chance creating. There's no doubt they can score. There's no doubt that they can defend. But it's really down to each individual man of quality. And it's going to be an interesting challenge. And I love them to prove me wrong. I love them to get into the top 6 for the fact that I'm working in Ipswich right now. You know, and one thing I want to really do this year is actually go to more Ipswich games. And, you know, if you guys go to Portman Road at any of those times, there may be a chance you'll be able to meet me. So I definitely want to increase my attendance to those games, because I definitely felt a lot of the time, if you guys had went to Portman Road, you could have met me, but I was only there for like a handful of times because ultimately I was banned from going. It says a lot where 96 points last season in League One wasn't enough to get automatically promoted. So now that the expectation I think is going to be a little bit lower in terms of the points total, I think now it's going to feel a lot more better with that. Norwich is next, and then Watford. Watford may put them a bit higher with Ishmael. I think he's going to be a very interesting appointment. West Brom is going to be very, very interesting next year too. Stoke is interesting. So this is Alex Neil's first full season this season with Stoke. Stoke a lot of the time I think do get overestimated, but it's difficult to say. And Sunderland all the way down there. I think Sunderland aren't going to fall away too much, to be honest. They've kept most of their squad, maybe, excluding Amad Diallo, who was a really big part of that squad. But either way, that Sunderland team was not changed so much. So I do think they do have a chance to at least, really push within the top 10 again, I'd say. So if that answers your question, Leicester winning is the clear favourites, and I think I would back Leicester at the moment. I think they are the clear favourites as it stands with the squad. The only doubt is the manager. He's not Championship spirits managers, but we have seen managers go to the Championship within their first season and get teams promoted. So it is very likely that we could see that happen, but if we don't, at the same time, that's part of the really good thing about the Championship. Blackpool's home key is disappointing. I'll look at that in a minute. I'll need to catch up with more comments. Thoughts on Sunderland's transfer business so far? I won't lie, with transfers, I've not really looked because I've not been doing the videos, but I can definitely do a source which gives me all the Championship transfers. Let's find it. There it is. I want to see the Championship transfers. Please show me all the transfers so far. Give me 2 seconds. I'm still figuring out how to use this system. It is set to the Championship. Oh, it is. Fantastic. Right, so we can actually go on to Sunderland. So we can actually look at all the team's transfers, actually. I have been able to remember how to do it. Right. Since it's Sunderland I was requested to look at, I'll look at Sunderland. Let's see what they've done. I may have remembered looking at some of them already, but it's good to remind myself. Silt from PSV, I actually saw that announcement. 2 million, which I think is quite interesting. Joe Bellingham was a very early transfer from Birmingham, 1.75 million. Decent. I think I wouldn't necessarily say he will be a starter, but I think he can grow to be a starter if he gets a good run of games. Trientis, don't really know a lot about him from Central Coast, so I can't really comment. Luis Semedo is the one that interests me the most so far. I'm actually looking to Semedo and just see what he's done over the couple of years, because it's definitely a name that has caught my attention. So he's just been around in Benfica all this time, so I've not observed Liga NOS very, very well, but someone from Portugal, definitely very talented, 19 years of age, centre forward, so he would be relied upon for goals. He could be a good option for a striker if Stewart were to pick up with an injury, who himself is actually really heavily linked at the moment. So I think an interesting. I wouldn't necessarily grade the window at the moment. I think there's still a lot more that needs to be done. I'd say more. Obviously, I like that they got 2 centre backs in. I think that's very important that they got that in. I would like a more experienced head at the back that they can bring in, to be honest, and maybe they can add a midfielder, I think, as well, and then potentially another pretty decent striker if Stewart does go, I'd say. And then I think they will be matching, if not exceeding, their squad from last year. Okay, now let's catch back to everyone there. Oh my word, there's been so many comments. My goodness me. Thoughts on Leeds signing Ethan Ampadu? Have they actually signed him, or are they linked with Ampadu? Because if they're linked with Ampadu, I think he would be a reliable defender for the Championship. We're set to sign Nats Phillips. Oh, Ampadu, I just saw that here. Kamara. And linked to Emmanuel Dennis. Emmanuel Dennis will be good. I think if you get Emmanuel Dennis, I think that'll be a good striker for the Championship. Kamara's interesting. Definitely an interesting option to get. Hello, GSGN, by the way. Sorry, but I didn't see you until now. Ethan Ampadu is a done deal. Phillips to Kamara, 49ers. Okay, nice. I doubt that Ipswich is staying in the Championship. Right, well, I don't think Ipswich are going down. I don't think they're going down, to be honest. But I don't think they'll be top 10 like most betting, companies are doing. I'm thinking more of a 15th, 16th at this moment. I feel like I've got to be quite careful with these newly promoted teams because I felt the same about Sunderland and then they did so well, didn't they? So it's interesting. I definitely am going to predict them to get a bottom half finish, but I don't really know. And in fact, I've just got a bit of breaking news for Bournemouth. They've announced Milos Kerkez from AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch league. So 15.5 million deal there. How's the family, especially the cat? Oh, I like that you've asked both. Family's good. Cat's fine. He's outside at the moment. So, yeah, I don't think he'll be making an appearance there. DMK Lover finishes 15th. I'm thinking around the same. 15th, 16th. I think I've got to be realistic of our expectations, to be honest. It's good that you guys have kind of been catching up with each other too. Because it's not always been about me. It's about you guys as well, this community. Pause and Brad comments, Sakamoto, Jay De Silva, and Ellis Sims. Well, Ellis Sims is my standout signing, but also Brad Collins. I think two very important signings in two important positions, to be honest. And I do think Coventry have actually had one of their better transfer windows in quite a number of seasons. The only thing with them is that if they do get too many people in, it could definitely disrupt the flow. Ellis Sims has got he's got big shoes to fill. Gyökeres was definitely an unbelievable striker within the Championship. And I'm pleased for him that he scored his move to Sporting Lisbon. But it's really going to be down to see if Sims could step up. Because with Sunderland, he was okay. And Blackpool, I think he was for a little bit as well. Okay, but not anywhere near as prolific as Gyökeres was in the Championship level at least. So it's going to be an interesting one. But he did get a couple of minutes in the Premier League. He scored a goal against Chelsea, which I can't forget about. So maybe he'll be a good signing. Class signings for Coventry. Yeah, I agree. I think interesting to say the least. Do you think there will be a shootout between first and second or second and third in the final day of Championship season? That's a great question. I want to look at the fixtures. Let's look at the fixtures actually for the Championship, and I will tell you. That's another thing that I'm doing. I've already got to change screens so many times. It's down to the fixtures and who I think could finish where. But we have got the full set of fixtures released. Got to go all the way to the end in around July time. God, there's so many games. I mean, of course there's so many games. Right, 4th, I can't get my words out. 4th of May is apparently the end, but that's probably not going to stay. So in that final week, Rotherham and Cardiff could be like a relegation. Big one of those in the final day, potentially. Okay, let's see. Who else? What have we got? This could be interesting. Oh wow, this is quite big. And Leeds Southampton. Okay, those are the games. Those are the two games that are really going to be interesting. And to be fair, I won't rule out Blackburn at the moment. I know there's been rumours of John Dahl Tomasson leaving, but if he stays, I think this will be a really interesting game for Blackburn to end the season with. But I don't really know about their placement as of yet. But these two games here are the ones that stand out. I'm actually going to say yes, they will be. Do you know what would even be more exciting is if, let's say, Leeds and Middlesbrough were second and third, and Watford and Southampton, either one of them could potentially go in. If it was second, third, fourth, and fifth against each other here, and let's say Leicester was first, or for instance, that could really be a realistic final championship day. Wow. Oh my goodness me, that's actually really reigniting my excitement. So I'm actually going to say yeah. I think Sunderland would drop off and finish 11th. A bit of a reasonable expectation, I say. I wouldn't say they drop off too much, but could do. Fabrizio Romano confirmed it for Ampadu. Ah, nice. Blue Terrier, welcome to the stream. Why are people betting Nitri's time to be so high up? I think it's down to the fact that they had developed a really good system where they've scored so many goals. I think they were the top goal scorers in League One last year, and they conceded by far the fewest goals last season as well. The only reason that they didn't beat Plymouth in the end is that Plymouth, I think, had the best home form out of any League One team ever in history. So you practically saw, I think, 3 of the best League One teams we've seen for a long time, probably since when Wolves were down in League One in recent history. So honestly, I think those teams are well prepared, and I do think those teams have not lost too much per se. I think Ennis going from Plymouth could be a bit of a loss for them. Blackburn, I think, have gained a real talent there. But with Ipswich, I think they've kept most of their core squad, and I think it's just the hype. It's a hype factor thing, and I'm not building into the hype. I'm being more realistic with my views on them at the moment there. Still catching up on comments. You guys are really stealing the show today. We're nearly half an hour in, which is incredible. Do you think there'll be a team relegated with more than 50? I'm going to say no. I think the most points we'll see this season is 48. If we remind ourselves of last season about how they did, because we can do this here. So a team actually got relegated, as you see, with 44. I think we'll see probably around where Cardiff was, around 49 points, I think could be what 22nd place gets this year. It's quite rare to see it. It has happened before. Peterborough is one of the biggest examples of them getting relegated with 50 plus points. Another one was Blackburn. When they were relegated, they had over 50 points, and in fact they got relegated on goal difference in the end. So it can happen, but personally I don't think it will. But it would be even for more exciting, and actually it would give you a little bit more faith of the competitiveness on the championship if that does happen as well. Sheffield Wednesday aren't doing much business, says Charlie. Yeah, they're not. They got... The manager excites me, but that's really the only thing that excites me with Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. Not Rotherham and Cardiff. Yeah, flashback to last season indeed. They've been a lot postponed that. Don't rule us out for playoffs, says Blue Terrier. I'm not. I would actually dare say that Huddersfield could get definitely at least a top half finish this year. I think with Neil Warnock with a full season, maybe a bit more transfer business for me, but get some good deals in, then they'll definitely be shooting up my expectations. Hamer is better than Gyökeres, says DMK Lover there. Same with Darraj. Whittaker is a massive signing for Plymouth. Oh, did they manage to get him permanently? If that's so, I didn't know that transfer, because I knew he was there last season. If that's the case, that is a great signing for Plymouth. Let's actually see. Because, you can see, guys, that I'm picking things up now. I'm not up to it because I've been so busy. He has. From a free as well, I think, by the looks of things. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's confirmed. Whittaker's there. Oh, it's an undisclosed fee. What else got? Lewis Gibson. That's interesting. I'm not going to say that name. From SC Twente. Connor Hazard from Celtic. Kessler Hayden. Oh, I've seen a bit of him as well. Okay. Whittaker's a good signing. If he's going to pretty much try and cover maybe could be a bit more of an advanced position. You know, I'm looking at that Niall Ennis departure being a really big blow for them there. Yeah, the other ones, Danny Mayer, James Wilson, they weren't starting every game. And Conor Grant the same as well. So, yeah, pretty much only Niall Ennis has been really like the big departure for Plymouth. But yeah, getting Whittaker back was huge. Because I thought they'd drop off actually when Whittaker left. He supplied so many goals actually in that winger position. Let's see. Oh god, I'm trying to catch up on comments. You guys are absolutely smashing it in a really good way. I know when Coventry beat Middlesbrough 1-0 in the playoff semis, got an assist, but apart from that, he was shocking, says DNK Lover. Wow, that was a quality assist to be fair. I remembered, I think I remembered really writing off Coventry in that game as well. I think I said all the stats to point towards Middlesbrough's way, and of course, as my reward, Coventry find a way to break through all their stats. How good is Joe Latibeaudiere? I like that you're trying to test me on that. I liked him. I liked him when I saw him at Swansea. Are you linked with Latibeaudiere at the moment? Is that why you're asking? Is there another signing that I'm not aware of? Yeah, so Coventry got... Oh, yeah, Sakamoto. I did hear about that as well. And Jay De Silva I did hear about as well. I did see that on Twitter, to be fair. And there's Ellis Sims. For 7 million. Gosh, that's quite a fee. But 20 million for Gyökeres. That is decent, to be fair. To get him for that much there. And yeah, quite a few people leaving. Waghorn without a club. Sean Maguire. A couple of strikers. Dabo, I feel really bad for him missing. Going out with our club now. Ultimately, his penalty was the reason why Coventry didn't win their penalty shootout. That makes me sad. Cardiff are going down, says DMK Lover. I wouldn't be so certain of that yet. They've got a new manager. I've forgotten his name, but they got him from Turkey. I need to actually look into his name. Blackburn Rovers got relegated with 51. Peterborough got relegated with 54. That's right, yeah. So I was right to say that those two were the two teams that got relegated with 50 plus points. Am I back on YouTube full time? Right, that's the question I think a couple of you have asked, which I've kind of escaped answering fully. So, in a way, I don't know. Full time, I think, is a little bit not the right word to use because I'm technically working full time in my job in Ipswich. So there's no such thing as doing 2 full-time jobs. But what I will say, I've got a week off work at the moment, so I'm actually taking a bit of a break from the full-time work. First thing that I'm doing with YouTube is this. Obviously, you're going to see a video tomorrow, which is in a little bit more detail of why I've been out of it, and actually a very honest video from me as well. So I'll be very interested to see how you guys respond to it, because it tackles a lot of issues actually, and some issues that you guys may have had as well. So it's definitely going to be a very interesting one. It could be polarizing, but at the same time, it could be a great message. So we'll see about that. I'm going to edit that tonight. But yeah, in terms of actually making content, I think it's going to be a lot more streamed based. I'm really going to just plan my day around it. I think. Especially my weekend days, and especially if I'm going to see Ipswich play football, that takes a good full day out of it. So I think I do need to consider the time that I have with certain things. But I don't know, it really depends on study. If my studies manage to clear off a bit, then I can definitely do a lot more with this. Watford are going down, says Blue Terrier. That is a bold prediction if I just saw that. If I was doing like a hot takes video like what Ben did quite recently, then that would definitely be up there. Cardiff have made some smart signings. Yeah, I mean, because I did remember they did sign Aaron Ramsey. I think, was it yesterday or the day before? Carlin Grant, they did. Yeah, they did sign him quite recently. He's on loan from West Brom. Lowest points tally ever for a newly promoted team to win as champions was 80 points. Really? That's crazy for me to think about, especially thinking some championship seasons you would have needed more than 80 points just to get into the top 6. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, thank you guys so much for your questions. Keep going with those questions because I'm absolutely enjoying answering all of these questions. I like that I'm starting to dip my toe back into the championship football pool, looking into the 23-24 season and stuff like that, because it has been something that I've not really educated myself just because I've been so busy. But I'm really, really pleased actually that I've managed to find some time today to talk to you guys. I will stick around for a tiny little bit, and just in case you guys want to ask some things, I will be there. I'm just going to have a quick swig of water with my brand new water bottle. I don't know if you can kind of see this, but if you can see carefully, it tells you how much water you should be drinking at a certain time of the day. One of the few investments I've made of Amazon, actually. And speaking of Amazon, I actually need to get the prizes for the Prediction League winners sorted, which maybe with my break I can get sorted within this week. So be excited, Charlie. Be excited, Ethan. James Macy, if he's here, he'll be excited as well. Right. So what I've been doing today, I've had an exam today. So I'm literally fresh out of an exam doing this stream, actually. So no breaks. But honestly, I should be treating a holiday as a time for me to relax and take a break and all this stuff, but I can't. I can't relax, and that's something that's a real issue for me. When I eventually do have to relax at some point, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, to be honest. Has Blue Terry got your cat in? No, he's not. He'll need to know where he is before he even has the chance. How did the exam go? It went okay. I think that's the best thing I could put it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like I didn't know what I was doing at any of it. I actually knew what I was doing for, I would say, maybe 80% of it. I don't know. But I've definitely had worse exams. I've actually felt worse coming out of other exams that I've passed. So hopefully that means that one's going to pass. But I don't know. It's hard to say. One thing that I will do, guys, because I've not plugged this yet, please smash the like button if you're not done so, if you're happy to see me back. We've hit over 10 likes. I actually set the like target down to 15 because I'm being realistic. I think a lot of you guys are going to forget that I even existed. So, honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised that if this stream, doesn't do so well at the moment. But, oh my gosh. Is definitely, what am I going to say? One thing I'll say is that I'm definitely in a much better mood. In fact, let me actually show you how subs are going. So in 1472, but if I actually move myself in the top corner, do you see this little big drop there? So we're on 743, I think was the highest I ever got. And actually, for the fact that we got back to 1742 is insane. But you can see how little movement my channel had for this elongated period that I was off, and it just was kept falling. But now we kind of tailed back to where we are. 1750, FYI, is 8 subs away. That's not far away at all. Would I do a video this week? I don't know, but if I do a video, it'll probably be early predictions, because I think prediction videos always do well for me. They just do well in general. You put your prediction out there and basically everyone either slates your opinion or they just also predict as well. The interactions you get from it are insane. And it'll also give me a chance just to kind of research a little bit about how each team is looking into the season, transfers and stuff like that. Where's Gatsby? He's outside, so I don't think he'll be going in. I'm absolutely hungry at the moment. And one thing that you'll know actually with my video tomorrow is that there's been a lot of change, including something that has been that's been a bit of an insecurity for quite a while. So I won't disclose too much because I actually want to leave it for tomorrow. I think it could touch a nerve for some people tomorrow about what I have to say, but I think what I'll do today is just basically respond in the best way that I can just to any burning questions, really. I'm a sponge today. I'm just absorbing everything as much as I can. Oh, not just in Championship. Oh, right, fair enough. Will you be looking at other leagues below the Championship? I'll definitely be keeping an eye on certain leagues. League 1, League 2. I'll even have a look a little bit. But I am absolutely fine. Thank you, GSGM, by the way. I really, really do appreciate that. First manager to get the sack. That's a good one. Right, let's actually look at the list of managers. Because I feel like I know every manager by name apart from Cardiff. I did know the name, but then it's slipped my mind. But I know he's someone from the Turkish league when I looked at him on Twitter. I don't want Champions League. I want Championship. No one wants a B-Tech Championship. Right. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. So, we have got John Eustace, Thomason, Pearson's back. There it is. Yeah, Erol Bulut. That's right. Let's actually look at what he's done. So, he won the Greek League twice with Olympiakos, but bloody hell, that's quite a long time ago. Won Greek Cup, Turkish Championship with Fenerbahce in the 95-96 season. Wow. Oh, no, that's a player. That must be a player, surely. Yeah, he's a player. I was going to say, that's not him as a manager. Did correct myself. I did know. Right, so here's what I want to look at. Managerial statistics. So, he went to Yeni Malatyaspor. So, yeah, that's a Turkish club, 39%. Yeah, not great, I would say. Antalyaspor, another. I think is that Turkey? Or no, is that Poland? Is that Poland? No, it is another Turkish club. 52%, quite a bit better. Fenerbahce, though, I think is where he's gained most of his plaudits by the looks of things. 61.76%. Although Fenerbahce would be expected to be pretty good in the Turkish league. Although looks like that he won the Super League. That's player honours, managerial honours. So the only thing he's done as a manager is that he got second place in the Turkish Cup with Antalyaspor. Okay. So he didn't manage to win the Turkish League with Fenerbahce as a manager, but as a player, you know, he's actually achieved quite a fair amount. A little bit of a wild card one, and then another. What's the word? Another Turkish club, Gaziantep, with 32.31%, 25 losses. Okay, I'd say he did an alright job with Fenerbahce. I don't know. It's hard to say how he's going to do. I'm intrigued more than anything. Mark Robbins is there, Neil Warnock, Liam Rosenior, Kieran McKenna, of course, Daniel Fark, Enzo Maresca, which is his first fully first-team managerial job. I believe he also did Parma, but I am going to double-check on that, just so I'm not talking rubbish. Yeah, so Parma, oh my god, but look at that though, 28.57 win rate percentage. Although, I'm going to defend him, he was only there for 14 games. Although, having said that, didn't look also encouraging. Carrick's there, Rarrett, Wagner, Steven Schumacher's still there at Plymouth, which is great for them. Ryan Lowe, Gareth Ainsworth, Matt Taylor, Zisco Munoz, Russell Martin, Alison Neal, Tony Mowbray, Michael Duff, who's the new Swansea manager, Leon Ishmael, and Carlos Corberan. Did I not... Where's Southampton? Yeah, there's Russell Martin. I must have skipped them there. Lots of changes already, you can see there, with 7 managerial changes already. That's insane. So, the first one to get the sack, I'm really stalling here, aren't I? Who will get sacked first? I'm thinking either Ishmael from Watford, because it's Watford. They will sack managers quickly. We saw what they did to Rob Edwards. Munoz for Sheffield Wednesday, I think could be up there. Not necessarily thinking that he's bad, but maybe not being the right kind of fit. Blue could also be up there. And there was one other one I thought of and I've forgotten. God. I thought of 4, but now I've forgotten who the 4th one was. Okay, no, I'm not even going to try and dig back. Okay. Oh, it could be Matt Taylor. Oh no, Gareth Ainsworth, that's it. Gareth Ainsworth was the other one I thought. So out of those 4, who do I think? I'm going to say as one, I'm going to say Gareth Ainsworth. I don't know QPR starting games, but if their start is tricky and QPR are struggling, I think Ainsworth would go first. And I'll potentially say, if it's not Ainsworth, I'm actually going to say Ishmael. I will actually say Ishmael as the next one to go. Because I think you have to remember how ruthless Watford are with their managers. Tom, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Ethan's going with Watford. AFC Fylde is back in the National League. Ah, nice for them. That's good that they're back. I was sad when they got relegated. I've had a pretty terrible last few years and you helped me so much. Oh, thank you, Charlie. I always appreciate that. I think another thing that may have people questioning, would I ever consider a Patreon? Would I ever consider those sorts of things? Mods are really the only thing that I'm going to keep at this moment of time. But at this moment, the only way I would consider doing a Patreon is if we hit 5,000 subs, which is quite far way away. We've got to hit 250 odd to get to 2k. And then we'll need to get another 3k after that. So yeah, 5k subs is when I'd consider Patreon, but not now. Not now, definitely not now. I know people have done Patreon with actually fewer subs than me, but at the same time, I just think it's reasonable just to have a decent benchmark. Norwich first, and Ipswich 24th in the... Oh, sorry, that's easy. GSGN's going through his stats again. I thought he was actually doing his predictions. Do you think the script will be switched upside down? I should have read on. I don't know, to be honest. I think a lot of people are really undermining Norwich and overestimating Ipswich quite a bit. I think a lot of people want to make this narrative that Ipswich do better than Norwich this year. I'm keeping my expectations for Ipswich very low at this moment of time, and I'm not even really thinking of predicting them higher than 15th place in the moment. And I don't think Norwich are going to finish that low, although to be fair, they didn't finish far away from 15th place last year. But I think they'll improve. David Wagner is an experienced Championship manager, and that squad is definitely good enough to get out. It's really just down to the individual players. Whether they get top 6, though, it's going to be interesting. I think the competitiveness in the Championship this year, especially in that top part of the table, is going to be very difficult. We thought Burnley's going to be competitive. You've got Southampton potentially being a superpower. Leicester could even be a bigger superpower for what Burnley were last year. There's so many alternatives and variables that can really prove that this season is the most toughest Championship season we have. Which Yorkshire club out of the 6 will finish the highest? Oh, that is tricky. Let's actually think about which teams we've got. So, this is going to test my geography now, isn't it? We have got, as Yorkshire team goes, Huddersfield, Leeds. I may have already skipped a couple. Sheffield Wednesday as one. Those 3 will be the 3 fully in Yorkshire ones. So if I were to make those 3, I still say Leeds, but at the same time, I will not underestimate Huddersfield this year. I really won't. Ainsworth or Taylor, says Tom. Yeah, to be fair, Begovic has gone to QPR. Has he really? Has he really done that? Let's look at transfers, because I have got transfers open. Is this today, or is this something that's happened ages ago and I've just not seen? I'm surprised I've not seen this on Twitter otherwise. Okay, so he's not confirmed. He's not confirmed. Maybe he's linked to... Oh, no, he is there. He is there. They've just added him. Just now. Ah. That is a very interesting signing. That actually might be a good signing from QPR there. Now, I don't think he'll be there for very long, but considering how good he was with Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago, I think that's a really good replacement for Seny Dieng. Very different with ages, but Begovic comes in with an abundant amount of experience. I actually think that's a really good signing from QPR. I would actually give him a good Round of applause for that. Well done to them. Borough as well. Are we really going to count the likes of Sunderland and Middlesbrough also in Yorkshire and Hull? Are those the other three we're considering? If I'm going to go purely Yorkshire, I'm going Sheffield, Leeds and Huddersfield. And I'm going to go Leeds, but very close Huddersfield at this moment of time to be there. Leeds will end up in the playoffs, says Wallace Gorman fan. Southampton nowhere near playoffs this season. Wow. I think that's the thing. I think we're either going to get one of the three relegated teams or the parachute payment teams in Watford, West Brom, Norwich. We're going to definitely get one or maybe even two of them get far out from the playoffs. And we've got to remember, we're not even throwing Middlesbrough, we're not even throwing Coventry in, we're not throwing Sunderland in that conversation as well. That shows how competitive this season is going to be, and that is honestly making me excited. It really is. Callum, it's been a while. Thank you for turning up to the stream. How are you? Son of the team who think you win the league. Interesting, Tom. Keane Howard will have a great season. Yes, I do know Keane Howard, of course, by Colchester United days. Middlesbrough to get second. Interesting. Loads of comments going in. Thank you guys so much. The fact that we averaged around 10 viewers throughout the whole stream is absolutely outstanding. I'm really surprised how well we've done, and it's thanks to you guys. It really is. Been streaming for 53 minutes, and I can definitely tell I'm feeling a lot more fidgetive than normal, but you may understand why I'm a little bit more energized with my video tomorrow. So that's another thing. I'm going to edit that tonight. Hopefully that's not going to take too long there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did see Ethan. What am I going to get to winning the Premier League prediction? It's potentially going to be a voucher or something, like a gift voucher or something like that. You know, that's what Ben awarded when I won his Patreon prediction stuff. So I'm going to do something similar. Something simple, really. You know, because posting anything physical is going to be very difficult for me to organise. Okay. Am I a fan of big Ben Pearson? Ben Pearson is quite the personality. I would dare like to say that my hair does not reform Ben Pearson anymore. I still cringe to this day, but I actually compared my hair to Ben Pearson's when I had that collab with Ben HD. That still just gives me the ache, still to this day. It's definitely a lot more tidier now than it was. He's gone to Stoke now, I think. I think he's returned to Stoke, and it makes sense, doesn't it? Alex Neil, Stoke manager. Of course he's going to return to Stoke. That makes so much sense now. I didn't even think of that, but it makes so much sense. What are you going to suggest, Charlie? Should I be excited, nervous, scared? Well, I don't know. But go ahead, have your fun. No. No chance. No chance. I'll get that. I'll get like an Amazon gift code or something like that sorted. And I've got a full week out of work this week, so I've got time, which is nice. It is Monday, yeah. I've got to say, it is Monday. Yeah, God, I actually do have a full week off. It's so rare that I've actually got a full week off. My goodness me, I feel so free. My gosh, that is a true story about Union Berlin. I've really been so pleased to hear how well Union Berlin have been as a club. They have been, Leipzig, we know about their success story, but it's been a story that's been from a real money-assisted project. Union Berlin have been absolutely incredible and have been a success story from pure grit and just clever investment, and they really have been incredible. And if I'm right in saying, yeah, they're Champions League football now. Incredible. They could face Manchester United. They could face Manchester City. They could face Liverpool. They could face Barcelona. They could face one of those teams, which is incredible. I've heard a couple of things about Man City. Are you talking about Riyad Mahrez looking like that he's going to the Saudi League? Bernardo Silva was also linked to the Saudi League. Thoughts on Chelsea's window so far, and do you think Pochettino will get you? Did I say Liverpool? Stupid me if I said Liverpool, so sorry. Manchester United, Newcastle, Arsenal. That's what I meant to say. I think I meant to say Arsenal, not Liverpool. Sorry, Arsenal fans. And Manchester City, of course. What was the question? Oh yeah, top four. I don't think we'll get top four yet. I'm not convinced with the depth of the squad. You know, which is crazy for me to say because I was complaining that the squad was too big. But we got rid of so many players. And I'm actually really pleased with the money we got from them considering how much of them were flops last year. But I need to see a little bit more ticking in terms of the quality of the striker. We need a striker, in my opinion. If we get a striker, I think we've got a chance. And I definitely think we need an experienced head with Thiago Silva because he's not going to be around for too many more years, Thiago Silva. So, need a defender, need a striker, and I would dare say a goalkeeper too. I would say sixth at this moment of time, Chelsea. And that's actually probably been a little bit a bit of overestimation, to be honest. Yeah, I know Liverpool aren't qualified. I was just being stupid for a split second. Bristol City, dark horses. Bristol City is always a very interesting one. I think likewise with Stoke. They tend to get overhyped at one bit of the season. They go for a good run and then all of a sudden they fall away. I feel like this season especially with what they've got, I think, have they got Rob Dickey? If I remember right, I think that's one of their transfers they got this season, which already really does improve things defensively for them. And it just, I feel like if Bristol City have another season of the same, I think they've got to change manager, to be honest. Nigel Pearson is a safe pair of hands, but I think we're slowly starting to see he's not really the manager anymore in terms of taking teams from the Championship to the Premier League. Oh, I do as well. I want Levi Colwill to actually start most games, to be honest. Dickey is a superb signing, yeah, most definitely. I think there's just too many 2 games. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I feel like a lot of the time, you know, and the mentality is important as well. Some teams will think, oh, you know, we're not going to get a season like this again. But who's to say we won't get the likes of West Ham relegated? Who's to say we won't see, thinking of another example, that'll be quite a big team to go down. Everton. Let's say we won't have West Ham or Everton getting relegated next season. Then we'll potentially have what we're seeing with Leicester, Southampton, and Leeds, and all these other parachute payment teams, with it being a highly competitive season. So, I really do think some teams need to look at the Luton and Coventry model and define all expectations and just go on a brilliant run, I'd say. Nkunku, Jackson, Sterling, Broja, Madueke, Mudryk, Ziyech, Aubameyang isn't enough. You need another midfielder to replace Kovacic. I definitely agree with the midfielder. Aubameyang can't hit through a barn door. Ziyech, if he plays like he did last year, there's no point having him in the team. Mudryk frustrates me, but I think Mudryk can become good, but he won't. I don't want him as a striker. I think he's better as a winger. Same with Sterling there. Broja was one of the biggest disappointments from last year because he picked up that injury. He could come good, but again, a bit unproven to score over 20 goals in the season. Jackson is interesting. Again, unproven in the Premier League, but could turn good. And Nkunku could be a game changer. He could be a game changer. I'm not denying that. But I see most of these players you've listed, Tom, more suited to their wide positions rather than just a recognised striker like you get from Aubameyang and Broja. So that's pretty much all I'm asking for, really, to have a recognised striker just so I can know that this striker plays best wearing the number 9 shirt, really. That's really all it is. But you know, it's not possible to see any of them transition well to a striker, but we've done this so many times before where we've tried to fit Havertz in these positions and Mount at times in these positions, and they've just not worked out. So I'd rather get a player in where we're not overthinking and not overcompensating in other positions, if that makes sense. Uh, Thoughts on Dele Alli? Gosh. Yeah, I did watch his interview with Gary Neville. Very touching, and it shows that I think a lot of the time that a lot of people do keep themselves enclosed and can't open up. It does take publicity to do it. It's a real shame that Dele Alli actually has to do that, because he was almost he almost had to do it, otherwise he would have got stuff leaked in the press without his control. So it's a scary lifestyle when you're famous, where you have stories being made up about you and you don't have any control over it. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the majority of the football fans would have been on Dele Alli's side, but there is still a large, loud minority that do like to bash him as well, which is a real shame, even just looking and hearing what he's had to go through. But it just massive respect, because it's very difficult to do that. It's very brave for him to admit the stuff that he's been through. You know, if I'd gone through some of the stuff he'd gone through, I don't think I would have announced it in terms of that much detail with that many people looking at you. You know, you do feel degraded admitting the stuff that... He probably did feel very degraded admitting the stuff that he did. But now that he's in a better place and he feels strong, you know, it's a real good test of the human character. And I think it's the best version of ourselves, where we can own those times, cry it out, move on from those, and see it in a positive light in the end. Well, the Sun would report any kind of bollocks. Did you know that Everton won the First Division in 14-15 with 46 points after 38 games? They won 19 games, and it will be a total of 65 points for 3 points for a win. Yeah, well, back in the day, I think we didn't have 3 points for a win, so it would have been a lot different. But Everton were... You know, I still think Everton are a decent team, but, you know, definitely more successful as they were back in the day. Is that a prediction of a fight going ahead? Because I'm not even too sure if a fight's going ahead, to be honest, Blue Terrier. But if it were to, I couldn't call it. I'd say Tommy, to be honest. I feel like that Fury DNA would definitely... Well, I wouldn't say definitely. I think it will be a very close one, but I think you can't lose as a Fury, especially with the pedigree that he has. So I'd go for him, but it's down to his attitude. If he doesn't have the right attitude for the fight, then KSI easily, because he'll have the attitude for every fight. Everton's ownership problems are just an absolute mess. Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know, with those decisions that they made and the moving from the stadiums and stuff like that, it has been absolutely catastrophic. And the fact that Everton are really hanging on to Premier League status by a thread, you know, they really can't do a lot wrong in this season, and if they do, it's going to be very difficult for them. Sean Dyche needs to try and get a good start with this side. He has been able to keep Burnley up, you know, maybe putting them as underdogs to survive, but has kept them up for a good number of years. So we know it's possible that he could do the same for Everton, but Everton, I feel like they know they don't want to be that type of club, but it's a real situation where they feel like that they can't really control, sadly. Oh yeah, no doubt about that, Blue Terror. It's just down to the attitude. If Tommy's up for it, I think he'll win, but I think if he's not taking the fight seriously and doesn't train nearly as hard, then KSI easily. Which 23-24 club do you think has the highest chance of getting a points deduction? There have been a couple of videos on this, and I wish I caught up with them. I think Benjamin Bloom released one quite recently about it, which I wished I watched. You need to update me, guys, about who's in the news for it. I think typically we get teams spending money for the playoffs have a high chance of it. So I'm thinking Middlesbrough, maybe Coventry, potentially. I think Middlesbrough's the first one that I think of at the moment. But I don't know. I think now with Birmingham's new owners, maybe they're out of it with the points deductions now. West Brom, West Brom, maybe. Yeah, that's not. Leicester, maybe not this season, Leicester. Leicester potentially next season. Not points deduction, but they'll get a fine, I think, with the business they've done. If they miss one more game, they'll get 5 points deducted. I think Watford and West Brom, I think, are two interesting teams with that scenario there. There's definitely a lot of animosity at the moment with their ownership at the moment. I need to actually look with the points deductions at the moment. I mean, I would watch Benjamin Bloom's video. In fact, I might actually do that today, later on, whilst I have the time. Just so I can kind of educate myself with it. But you see, I don't own the accounts with many of these clubs. I don't know how they're doing with it. Came out a month ago. We're 1 day away from administration. What was that? Huddersfield? Was it really? Was it really that close? I think dinner's ready, to be honest, guys. So I think, unfortunately, it's been 1 hour and 8 minutes. So I've actually stayed over an hour. But, oh, that's crazy. I didn't actually know that. I'll look into that when I can. But, yeah, unfortunately, I've got to leave you guys. It has been so much fun recapping everything with you. So I'm really happy, actually, that you guys are going to see the video that you're going to see tomorrow. It's going to give you guys a good idea of what I've been going through. It gives you an idea about my thoughts in the future of this channel, and I feel like I want to do one of these again. I really did enjoy this. It was a nice way to get my camera equipment back and get everything back, and just know that I know how to still operate things on here. You know, just even switching a computer on, I had to do a little bit of work for as well. I wish, but I've got to eat, unfortunately. If you want to talk about predictions, let us know. Yeah, most definitely. I would definitely keep you up to date how that goes there. Right. Thank you guys so much. Please smash the like button if you've not done so. It really helps. Please hit the subscribe button if you've not done so. And please share as well. All these things really do help. But yeah, I'm not saying goodbye forever. I will be back very soon with a video tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary that you saw the end of this stream. I'm really happy that I'm back. I'll see you guys tomorrow and very soon. Take care, everyone.